Hi, it's Lynne with Softsquares. Today is Saturday, which means it's the Saturday stitch-uation. Okay, this is a day where I talk about everything going on in my quilting world. This last week, I got my second block out of RebsFabStash, and these two are what were in there. They include the fabric and the pattern. It's beautiful. This is the first block, second block. So I got that done. I also finished the Bliss Quilt Along quilt. I'll put the link for that at the end of this so you can see what it looks like. It's at the quilter right now, so hopefully we will see it completely done soon. I also did a video on, what was Monday's video? Oh, Adele in fall. I'm calling it Topsy-Turvy. It's a no pattern, super easy. That was what was on Monday, and that's also at the quilter. I hope to be having a show and tell soon because I have had quite a few quilts coming back. Might be a couple weeks, but watch for those. And once the show and tell is done, all of the videos that the quilts came from will be updated with the link so you can go to see what the finished quilt looks like. So if there's one that you watched, check the description to see if there's a link. And everything from 2022 and before all have a link to their videos if there's one that was made with it. Okay, enough about that. I opened 2 boxes this week, Creative Notions and RebsFabStash, and I got some stuff in the mail. First, we have Chuck the Duck. Who is that? Missouri Star Quilt Company. It's on the tip of my tongue. Let me tell you, I have really struggled this week. I just keep doing things wrong and I can't think what I want to say or do, and I'm going to blame it on COVID brain. It could be all kinds of things, but yeah. Okay. You know me, I like the daily deals and I can't pass up a good deal anyway. And I do remember these now. So I picked up some handmade labels. There's a set of 4 in here. This is from Sally Tomato, which is the bag company, but they're metal. So when I do bags, and yes, I like to do bags, just haven't done any in a long time. I have some cute metal tags for that say handmade. I also picked up this one. It's a leather label. It says one of a kind. Kind of on a label kick lately. All right, now the fabric. Daybreak Floral Rust. We have Daybreak Patchwork Coral. We make a 3-yard quilt, I hope. Aww. Okay, I'm like, dang, don't tell me there's not another one. And here's a third one. Daybreak Medallions in Teal. That'll be fun. I want to look at these a little closer. Ooh, isn't that pretty? And I am cold. I'm in Utah and we were 80 degrees on Monday, and by Thursday we were snowing. And just last week we were in the 30s, so we had a 50-degree temperature swing in the matter of a week. And I honestly don't know what it's been since then, other than it got warm enough that AC got turned on, and I feel like it's still blowing even though it's cold outside. All right, look at this one. Different. That's why I like it. pretty? So again, this line is Daybreak. It's by Anissa McCowell for Figo Fabrics. Let me show you all three of these together now that they're not in plastic and don't have a reflection. Oh, I just noticed this. There's some light and dark tones running through that. So it's not a flat color. What do you think? Wouldn't that be a striking 3-yard quilt? I have a bunch of those coming up soon. It's been a little bit. Okay, now I also have this one. Quiltologic. Oh my goodness! This is the fabric line. Unless it's just really similar. The font looks the same too. That the fabric from Tuesday Morning was. I'm gonna have to go pull one of their things out and double check their label. But let's look at this up close. Isn't that pretty? So this is the, I apologize, I hope the glare is not too bad, but what the label says, I'm gonna check. Okay, it is the same brand that Tuesday Morning was carrying. So this is fabric from Tuesday Morning. This is the label. And this is the label from the blue fabric I just opened up. Quiltologie. Quiltologie. I've never really said it right. This is by Michael Moon. These don't tell me. But this is, just because I have it in my hand, I might as well show you. Look at these cute fabrics. What I like about the way Tuesday Morning did their fabric is there's only 5 in a pre-cut bundle. 5 different prints. Doesn't matter if it's a jelly roll, fat quarter, layer cake, they're charm packs. The layer cakes and charm packs, you had to get 2 to equal what a normal is, because this only has 20 and you can tell how fit it is instead of 40. But the Bliss quilt along that I did came from this line of fabric. And this has nothing to do with what I just got from Missouri Star Quilt Company, other than I did not, there we go, know that that line of fabric was available anywhere, and especially since Tuesday Mornings are closing and the one by me is already closed. Okay, so 2 yards. And I feel like I cannot have enough black. And some people will buy, same with white and cream, like this exact same shade and use it for everything. Not me. There's too many different options and different needs and reasons. All right, I don't remember how big this was. I'll have to check. I think it's 5 yards. And it looks like a grunge. It is Wilmington Prints Essentials. Oh, 108. Oh, it's a 3-yard piece of 108. I just finished a video where this would have been perfect to go on the back side of it. You'll see that video eventually, but it's not getting this because it's already got a different one. If only I had had it a little sooner, right? All right, and I actually have 2 of these labels that say one of a kind. That's it, guys. Labels, 2 things of yardage, and 3 1-yard cuts. There we go. I'm really only buying things I think I need, really. And I'm not afraid to cut into it. I love finding ways to use my fabric. Love it. And I get really frustrated when I'm doing a project and I cannot find something that I need that will work with it. And the thought of having to go buy something specific for a project drives me crazy, which is why I like to be stocked up on everything. That's just the way I work. All right, that's it for that haul. I have some random things. Here's my American Patchwork Quilting magazine. This is where I've been getting inspiration for some of my quilts. They have some free ones to subscribers. Isn't that cute? I even have that fabric. I'm just loving all the bright spring colors. Anyway, more ideas. And then there's a little sublet patterned on scraps. Kind of fun ways to use up your scraps. So I got that. I also picked up on Amazon. This is by the Grab It company. And this is a magnet for your sewing machine with a suction cup on the back side, because I want to be able to do that. And I wanted something to put that on. So that's a good magnet. So it's called Pin Place Scissor Spot. Oh, sorry, there's a pin place or a scissor spot. So there's two different types of things here. I only got the one. Directions. So I'm very pleased to see that. And Madam Sew, am I saying that right? Yes, Madam Sew. I found this. This is going to be super helpful. This is a place to organize and keep your stray needles. And as you can see, it has different categories for you to put your stuff in. So you've got universal, microtech, ballpoint, stretch denim, serger, and embroidery. Then you have the different weights, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. And you could probably even write over here in the margin if you needed a bigger one. But this is a really cute idea for a way to organize stray pins. Or not pins, needles. Did I say pin? I meant needle the whole time. And that was an Amazon find too. Again, that's through Madam Sew. Now, there's some paperwork that came in with this little guy here, and I'm gonna educate both of us on what's in here. It talks about different needles, the construction of a needle, and which needle. First, always test your thread, needle, and fabric combination on scraps of fabric rather than the item you're actually working on. When choosing a needle, first choose the type of needle and then the size. Each type of needle has been made for a particular job and is named accordingly. The needle types. We have universal needles. As the name suggests, the needle is suited for many different kinds of fabric. It sews easily through woven as well as knitted fabrics. It has a slight ball point. You have to know that this needle does not always give the best results. Microtex needles. A microtex needle is very thin and has a very slim acute point that is perfect for straight stitches on delicate and microfiber fabrics. Use this needle with fragile fabrics like silk and organza or foils, artificial leather, and coated materials. The thin needle has a dangerously sharp point and is thus more fragile than the other needles. Ballpoint needles. Ballpoint or jersey fabric are the best sewn with a needle that has a ballpoint tip. The tip will make sure that the fibers of the knit fabrics are not damaged. Stretch needle. Synthetic, stretch, and elastic fabrics are best sewn with a needle that has a special eye. A specific scarf, a medium ballpoint, that has a specific eye, a specific scarf, and a medium ballpoint. This prevents stitches from skipping. Stretch needles can also be used for sergers. Now, it used a term here. I thought it was talking about like a winter scarf. That's not true. The scarf is actually, I thought, part of the anatomy of a needle. And that's not the case. So here's the anatomy of the needle that they sent. Let's see if we're in the dark there. Sorry, guys. Fascinating, right? All right, denim needles. Denim is a highly woven fabric. A denim needle is a strong needle with a reinforced blade and a medium ballpoint. The size of the needle depends on the thickness of the thread that you are using. Because of the sharp point, you can also use this needle for imitation leathers. Serger needles. Check the requirements for your overlock machine or serger when buying serger needles. Most serger needles have a different shaft and thickness. Sometimes the length is different, and some needles have a groove on the front and back side of the needle. Because the serger sews faster than a sewing machine, you need to replace these needles more frequently. And we have embroidery needles. An embroidery needle has a wide eye and groove through which the embroidery thread passes easily. This shape protects fragile threads and guards it against excess friction. It is designed for rayon and polyester thread embroidery applications. You can move easily in all directions with this needle. For best results, don't move your fabric too fast. Then it talks about needle sizes, and I don't know if you've noticed, but on a package of needles, it will say like 1175. Like, why are there two numbers? Well, 11 is the American sizing, and the 75 is European. So they're universally numbered. So basically, here's an example. An 860 weight or a 965 are extra fine needles. They're good for silks, very fine synthetics, knit, chiffon, nylon shears, and more. A 1070 or 1175 are considered lightweight. For tricot, how do you say that? Lawn, thin jersey, organza, viola, ... I don't know if the word got cut off or that's an actual word. Anyway, 1280 and 1490 are considered medium weight, which is typically what I use. And that's quilting cotton, poplin, linen, flannel, thin denim, knit, and jersey. 16100 and 18110 is heavyweight, good for upholstery, heavy denim, canvas, leather, oilcloth. And the last one on here is a 2120, is extra heavy, good for heavy upholstery, extra heavy denim. And on here, the sizing only goes up to 100 because those last two are really rare. But here's a glance at what I was looking at. And this is what came with my cute little needle catcher. I just thought it was fascinating and worth sharing. How long can you sew with this sewing machine needle? You can start each new project with a new needle. That way you know you're working with a sharp needle and won't run the risk of damaging your fabric with a dull needle. In general, you can do 8 hours of sewing with the same needle before throwing it away. You can tell that your needle needs changing by the way that your sewing machine is feeding and by the sound the needle makes when it pierces the fabric. Of course, you should also replace your needles anytime it becomes damaged. Very helpful. Thank you, Madam Soap. I'm getting ready to go to retreat next week. So I'm gathering up my stuff, getting things cut and ready to go. I'm trying to decide if I want to start cutting into another project that I really want to work on. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get it done at this retreat, but I'm still dying to cut into it. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know what I end up doing. I have not sewn together any of the blocks of the months that I've had, or just regular blocks, waiting for the retreat. My reflection quilt, all 12 blocks or colors of blocks are still hanging out over there. And then this is the pattern. For those of you who have heard me talk about it but didn't know what it was, it's a pattern from Moda. It's not a free pattern, but it's a pattern from Moda, and it's basically one block with two colorways. So you've got with the black in the middle and then with the color in the middle. And I used ombre, so there's actually lots and lots and lots of color options. So I'm excited to work on it. It's gonna need a bigger surface. Right now I've kind of got it messy, and I don't know if I want to start this right now. But the blocks are made, and I like how simple that was for me to do one block a week. So I got the pre-cutting done. I would highly recommend doing that again to myself and to any of you who have a big project ahead of you, try to break it up. So, all right, that is some fun stuff. I put something in a very safe spot. There I go again. Can't find it. Oh well. Please tell me you were taping. It wasn't taping. Awesome. All right, so you see the projects on the wall behind me. These are scraps from the fruit punch quilt that I did a couple weeks ago on a Maker's Monday. Using that quilt used a bunch of blocks that look just like this. And then I ended up with some little ones that were just a little bit smaller. And these are the ones that are on the wall behind me. This is the fabric I used for my sashing on that quilt. And I actually have quite a bit of it. I probably have at least a yard of it still. And then these are some little squares, 2.5-inch squares that had happened while I was cutting everything out. And then I have this stuff going on. So these are a bunch of pieces of fabric that are just laid out here by size. And this is going to be the binding. But I don't know what I want to do other than I have a ton of these. These are 1.5 inches. This is 2.5. This is 2. This is 2. This is 1 inch. This is 1.5 inches, but they're all little where these are the same size. So I can do a lot with it, and I look at this and I'm thinking I should do a log cabin block. I've got the starts to some sizes, so I'm going to look for a pattern that uses 1.5 inches. Double check. I am pretty sure it's 1.5. It is 1.5 inches on a log cabin, and do 1/2 of it with the pink and then the other half with some colors. I've done a quilt like that and it's actually really cute. So that's my thought at the moment. I'm also thinking I will just keep playing with what's going on the wall. It could be a bunch of different small projects. Like this is 13.5-inch square, which will go really well with a 12-inch pillow form if I wanted to make it a throw pillow. This would be good for like a newborn or a baby doll quilt. I could keep adding to it and make it a little bit bigger, or I can just add different variations of squares and make it a true sampler of the leftover fabrics. Right now I'm just playing with it, so I don't know what's going to happen. So I will keep you posted on the progress with that. And that's everything for me this week. I do appreciate you being here. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I will see you soon. No, you will see me soon. There we go.